Hi everybody, Patrick over at Petrie Ford, and I got something here for you today. Oh, sorry, I'm doing my brightness here. Obviously it's a 21 Bronco. This is a Big Bend, so this is second in line, base being the base model, Big Bend being the second one up. It's got a few creature comforts, got some really cool technology baked in, certainly at a much lower price point than what you would find with our Jeep competitors. Obviously I think Ford did that on purpose, but I'll show you those when we get inside the vehicle. After the Big Bend, you get into what they call the Black Diamond, which is probably like your first off-road enthusiasts package. And that would entail basically, you get bash plates, you get interior holes with your rubber flooring so you can hose down the inside of your car if you get all muddy, a modular bumper so you can hook up a winch, accessories, and things like that. I believe it would come with a bash plate as well. Oh, I did say that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Auxiliary switches, that's the other thing, auxiliary switches on the inside. Outer Banks is after Black Diamond. Outer Banks is what we assume to be their high volume Bronco. It includes all your luxury items that people, that are more road going and less off-road going would want. So your leather seating, all your creature comforts, availability for your hard top, all the fun stuff that way. Now you notice this has a soft top. The modular gray hard tops are optional in 21. The color matched molded tops come in 22. So stay tuned for those. After Outer Banks, we have Badlands. Badlands is basically your luxury and off-road. So you get all your cool off-road equipment and gear that you like with all the luxury features that you want. And then Wild Track is basically your Sasquatch package with all your tech and luxury features as well, kind of like the ultimate Bronco. Now the Sasquatch package is a purposeful, package that's available on any model. Basically that includes, what does it include? 35-inch tires with Goodyear Wrangler tires, so nice aggressive off-road tires. Front and rear locking differential. You get fender flares, you get bead lock capable rims right from the factory. Bilstein shocks, bash plates. You get basically the ultimate off-road vehicle. The Sasquatch, however, is only available in an automatic transmission, 10-speed. A 7-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed with a 1 crawler gear is available on other trim levels. So let's start with a couple. I'm not going to say the quirks and features, although I just did in saying I'm not going to say it, but let's look at a couple cool things that's really unique to the Bronco, that kind of differentiates itself from a Jeep competitor, for example. Everybody with these types of off-road vehicles, the old Broncos, Jeeps, doors are removable, which is really cool. You'll notice, though, that the doors are frameless. So there's, that whole section is not there. So it almost acts like a convertible. The windows are snug up against the weather stripping here. The reasons for doing that, a couple of reasons why. One, Ford created a system, basically you can get accessory bags, so you take the doors off, you stick the doors in the bag, and all 4 doors fit nicely in the back, which is great. On a Jeep, for example, all the Jeeps have the door frames. They're bigger, they're heavier, they're more awkward. If you want to take your doors out, you got to take them out and leave them wherever you take them out and find storage. You can't take them with you. So a nice advantage with Ford's doors, you can take them with you and they fit nicely in accessory bags to keep them nice and ding-free. Now, as far as taking the doors off themselves, it's very simple. It's just 2 bolts, here, let me zoom out a bit, get a different angle. Here, and then there's just 1 plug that you want to do there. And they keep the electronics simplified. You do have power windows, but the power windows are operated in the center console. We'll look at that in a second. You have power door locks on the door itself, but everything basically is just through this plug. So you take the plug out, detaches the connection, you plug it back in, very simple. I'll show you some cool Easter eggs at the end, but this one here, it says get unhinged. Pretty funny. I guess speaking of Easter eggs, why don't we just dive into that? It's a cool feature. So it's no surprise, those who have owned Jeeps or part of the Jeep communities, you guys know that Jeeps always had, let me zoom back in here. Jeeps always had little Easter eggs, so like a little Jeep going over boulders, like in the tinted part of the windshield. There's always just like something little that people would notice and would find it cool, and it was always a really big point of discussion on forums and whatnot. So Ford wanted in on that game. and they provided some Easter eggs, one of which is on the Bronco Sport that I really liked, and they didn't put it on the Big Bronco, Big Brother here. So anyways, I'll just show you what I found. I tried to dig into a few videos online to see if I could find any other Easter eggs to show you guys, but I couldn't. I found some myself that I couldn't even find videos on. So if you guys find any more, please tell me. And there's one I'm going to have you keep an eye out for, and if you find it, please let me know, because that would be really cool to know where it is. So I mean, right off the bat, we can see a little Bronco. And I know to some of you, you'd think, is this a big deal? Why is he showing me these little stickers? But to enthusiasts, it's really cool stuff. So they put those on the warnings for the door removal signs. Something else they've done, every bolt that's driver or passenger facing says Bronco on it. So like those little bolts there, there's some on the inside there. I'll show you those in a minute, but they all say Bronco. It's a nice touch. Gas cap. So in the gas cap, we can see here kind of the 3 models of Broncos over the years, the generations. This is the same with the Bronco Sport, but they put little lassos on the tie down area, so I guess that's indicative of tying things down. I thought maybe there'd be something in here. There's not, but there is a drain plug, so maybe that's good for drinks, this little storage compartment. Likewise on the inside, we can see a little Bronco on the light. I would make it less awkward and not bend over, but this being the soft top, you have to kind of remove the back a bit to open it up completely. But I mean, just kind of coming down here, I forget the liters, but this is a very big trunk space. Obviously, there's tons of accessories and things that will help you get going with the gear that you're bringing to wherever you're going that might be off-road or adventurous. Actually, I'll leave this here for a second. You can see here where it says accessory ready. This is something Ford has done for enthusiasts because they know that there's different accessories that people always add to their vehicles, and it's always an inconvenience, whether it's running wires or just hooking things up. So this is ready for all sorts of different accessories that Ford has planned. There's wiring inside ready to go. And when you get up to the other models like the Black Diamond, there's auxiliary switches that will power those as well. But other things I'm talking about here, so you'll see here it says accessory ready, Bronco in the bolts there too, which is nice. So that means this is pre-wired and ready to go for accessories. Likewise, if we go up here, this little trim piece is missing, but basically this is also, it says here accessory ready. It's pre-wired, ready to go. So for whatever accessories you want that might need to be powered up, it's already pre-wired, ready to go. And then when you get into like a Black Diamond or the models with the modular bumper, the big metal bumper that are ready for accessories, that's also accessory ready with wires run to those as well. You can see here, well, if I get it to focus here, focus. So that bolt says Bronco, it says max load 150 pounds on these, what would you call those, tie downs? Well, let's go on the inside and take a peek. Oh, that was the other thing. The one Easter egg that the Bronco Sport has that this does not was the proving grounds, the Badland Proving Grounds in Mojave, I believe it was, where they tested the Broncos and the Bronco Sports. The Bronco Sports had the GPS coordinates, like the longitude, latitude, kind of written in a few different spots in the trunk, and I thought that was pretty cool. You didn't know what it was unless you knew what it was, so I thought that was a pretty neat touch. Let's get this, start this up. We'll get the screens going here. So I mean, just going left to right, we can see that the door is pretty bare. We just have the door locks on the door itself. These mechanisms, basically anything that's motorized, has like a really thick rubberized padding or cladding on it. Same with the steering. Once again, the steering wheel, the whole thing is basically one rubberized molded cover or cladding over the buttons. It just, I believe that what this is, you know, the vehicle's meant for having doors off, going through off-road. It's meant for being cleaned up quickly. So this would be a type of, I guess, like safe or weatherproofing kind of thing. You got your headlight controls, your interior light controls, nothing new there. The new gauge cluster is pretty neat. And I won't go through everything here, but you can really set it up to customize how you want it to display. So you can load up 7 different. There's many. There's probably 20 or 30 different settings that you can have displayed on the right here. But you can see I put a few off-road ones. So pitch and roll, tire pressure. If you saw the other one, that was the off-road capability part of it. What's engaged, your tire pressure, gauge mode. Oh, that was a cool one. You can do boost pressure, transmission temperature, all sorts of cool things. You get your, as you can see, I have the radio on as an option there too. Likewise, there's lots of really cool things that you can still get into. So like with navigation, for example, you can pick some POIs, go home, things like that. Of course, it has the updated Siri function. Siri, sync voice commands. Also Siri, so you can control Siri through this as well. But with the advanced voice features too, of course, you can control your navigation through your voice commands as well. But it's a pretty nice modern looking display, filled with lots of cool options and data to keep you rolling. When you get up into the higher trim models, you have the option to have a 12-inch display. The 12-inch, you can kind of see where it's kind of, the bezel here kind of shows the other size screen, I guess. With the 12-inch display, when it's properly equipped, it will come baked in with over 1,000 trail maps. So if you go off-roading on a well-known trail, mind you, this is US only right now, the map makers, the off-road map makers can't come over the border to Canada right now. They're not allowed because of COVID. So as soon as the borders open back up to non-essential workers, the map makers for the Bronco team are coming to Canada, and they're also going to map the trails in Canada that are popular too. And with that comes a lot of really cool features. So when you have the 12-inch screen and all the map controls, there's some other things you can do too. Now going back to the accessory ready, there's one more accessory ready option here. And this is like a little, I don't know, like a mini tripod mount. Other versions, the pre-production versions had this long bar here, and that was like a slider for GoPro. And it also had a, and that's not it. And I believe in higher trim models, we'll have to see when they come in, they had a USB plug too. So you could have your GoPro mounted on a slider and plugged in. You could have it plugged in while you're recording to, you know, keep the battery running. Very cool stuff. Now, something I just learned, there's an app coming out called the Bronco Performance app. And what's awesome is you can, so like my cell phone, I'm holding my cell phone. So if I plug it into this little tripod holder here, I can have my phone here, have the Bronco Performance app opened up, and basically what the phone turns into is a trail camera. So now you're recording the trail that you're going through, but what's neat is with the Performance app, it connects in with your vehicle's computer, and it puts all the telemetry that you're looking at in your dash and stuff that you can't even see on your dash into the screen itself. So overlaid on top of your cool trail video is your angles, your speed, what gear you're in, all sorts of really cool telemetry that makes for a really awesome off-road video for those of you who are enthused to do that. Of course, you probably noticed these buttons. When you have a Sasquatch package, you'll have a few more buttons. So you'll have front differential lock, rear differential lock. This is a trail turn assist. This is really cool. If you know like how a skid steer works, where you just have like a left and a right bar where you push the bars down to go straight, or you, how do I do it with, you know what I mean? Here, there's 2 hands. So you push forward to go forward, 2 to go back, or if you want to turn one way, you go like this, turn the other way, you go like that. This is the same idea. When you hit this, you're in a really tough trail turning situation. When you turn, basically you turn the wheel, and what it does, it will lock up the rear wheel of the way that you're turning. So for example, I'm turning left on a weird angle in a weird trail, and I want to just pivot. I don't want to turn the whole vehicle. I just want to pivot around the rear wheel. So what it does, it locks the rear back tire and allows the car to kind of pivot around the back tire. It makes a really aggressive sharp turn, similar to like a skid steer or a tank. Yeah, and then traction control, hazard lights. This is the Sync 4 software, so this is the latest and greatest software. As far as I know, this does wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's all baked in. There's no subscription required. again, with actually here, I'll show you some features. We're talking about the technology that's built into this thing. So, I mean, this is second from base. This isn't like there's 4 lines ahead of this. Am I right with that? 4? There's 3. There's 3 lines. No, there is 4. There is 4. There's 4 lines ahead of this. And so this is second from the bottom. You get lane keeping, pre-collision assist with warning braking. Obviously your rear camera. Blind spot information systems. You get cross traffic alert, driver alert, parking aid sensors. You have heated seats. You have dual zone climate control. If you were to spec out, you know, a competitor vehicle like a Wrangler with the exact same options, I mean, you're thousands ahead. We had a customer in the store the other day saying that he priced out a Wrangler, and then he went and he built a Ford Bronco online with the exact same features the Wrangler had, and it came out to be $12,000 cheaper for the options he was looking for. I'm not sure which options he was looking for, but one would imagine there's a few technology features and probably some aggressive off-road features too. Going back through here, nice little placard designed in Dearborn, Michigan at the Michigan Assembly Plant. Oh, now these bolts don't say Bronco on them, which is interesting because this is a big kind of advertisement. You know, it's a nice little placard for the Bronco. Anyways, lost opportunities. There is some here though. USB-A, USB-C, and this is your 3.0 smart port. So this gives you a full 2 amps of service. It's just like charging your phone from a home plug. It's just like being at home and plugging it into your wall. There you go. Charges it real quick. It's not a slow draw like the old USBs in cars used to be. You do have the select shift, so you can roll through the gears in a manual type of way when you have it in M mode there. Of course, you got your 4 high, your 4 low, and your 2 high, and of course you have your go over any terrain mode. And just to show you what that's like, I'll just turn the knob here, but we'll just go through the settings here. So if you watched my Explorer ST video, this is very similar. Oh, shifting into 4x4, so it automatically shifted into 4x4 for us to handle that terrain. And we'll go back to normal. There we go. And then it switches, and it just switched back to 2 high for me automatically. You'll notice the window controls, the mirror controls and the window controls are in the center console, and obviously that's to simplify the doors and to remove as much electronics from what's going to get the most dirty as possible. So moving it right into the center here. Cool stuff. What else we got? Oh, you know what? Something that this doesn't have. That the Sasquatch would, for example, are the stabilizer disconnects. So if you're running into really tricky terrain and you needed a little bit of more, what's the word we're looking for here? Articulation in your suspension to get over an obstacle, there's an automatic disconnect for the stabilizer bars in the Sasquatch package, which is really cool. But what's even cooler is you can do it while you're on the trail, while you're stuck. You don't have to plan you know, your stabilizer linkage disconnects. Like with Jeep competitors, for example, like top of line Jeep, you have to say like, okay, I guess this trail, maybe I have to remove my stabilizer. So what you have to do, you have to go park it on a flat spot, just like we are here, and then disconnect the stabilizers and then go to your trail. This on the fly, you get into trouble, you need more articulation, you hit the stabilizer disconnect and it does it right there on the trail for you. No flat ground required. There are literally going to be thousands and thousands of accessories for this vehicle. It will be a never-ending series of accessories to customize your vehicle the way that you want. They're all rolling out the next year. 2022 will be the year where it all kind of comes together with the color-matching molded roof and all the aggressive accessories that you can get for this thing. But this particular model, I mean, just going back around, things that are pretty common, like, I mean, this is your rear-facing camera. And yes, that's a full-sized spare tire. Parking sensors, of course. And we'll leave there. Holy doodle, this is a 20-minute video. There's a lot to go through on these. I can't wait to get the next one, and we'll do a video on that one too. We'll keep doing videos. If you're following us on Facebook, thank you very much. If you're not, why don't you? We'll have more videos like this coming up. If you have requests for videos, let me know. I'm happy to do one. Even if it's on particular things, like just one piece of technology, or a rim, whatever you guys like. If you're on YouTube, thank you to the 1,200 people who have subscribed already. If you have not, please do so. I will have more fun videos for us. I'm going to try and get the entire 2021 lineup done, and I'll put that in a nice playlist so that we can reference any 21 vehicle and see what they're like. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.